to the next update as we get on with the next part, the steam engine. But I won't dive into that just yet, as I'm going to give you a quick, fresh update. I found some dripstone blocks, so I'm trying to make my own lava. It's slow going, but it's a start. It's a start. We've got the typical little farm down there, and the tree farm over there, and some enchanting apparatus. I have no clue what all of this does. For now, it kind of makes a pretty pink colour. I think I need this for the next step in Ars Nouveau, but until I figure it out, there's really not much going on with it. Meanwhile, something has killed all of my sheep, which I think is going to be some kind of mutt or something that's jumped over the fence, because I mean it's not difficult to jump over the fence right now, so that's a bit annoying, but never mind. So yeah, we've got the two contraptions. This one is making brass. All of this powered by water wheels that are underneath here, hidden securely away underneath here. So you haven't got the unsightly water wheel tanks like you did before. So you've got, that's the brass maker, which you take a copper and a zinc. If you power the thing with heat, you make yourself some brass ingots. We've got ourselves a little blaze under there from where we opened up the nether portal the other day. We were able to capture some blazes, so that's quite good. Over here we've got the washificator and the meltificator, which have been put to good use already. I've been melting down a lot of the cobblestone so I can actually start building. So yeah, that's a general update. Also, it turns out this copper sheet that Z made me was all made by hand. I kid you not. I think he was training up something or doing something with one of his mods, because he's using biomancy, which is it kind of, I don't know if I understand it, but it kind of learns from things you do. And so he keeps jumping off of tall buildings a lot, or wearing himself and eating a lot of food. I don't know. Either way, I'm not gonna complain. That's a lot of copper sheets, and as you can see, I've already been using it, because over here, if we skedoodle over here really quickly, you've seen wind power, and we've got small water wheels up there. This here is now the big water wheel, and I mean that's. So before you could only get 256 with a water wheel. Now you get 512 stress units with the water wheel. I don't know if these stack up together, but I mean that's super cool. And while I've done that, all I've done then is I've taken a hose pulley to a bottomless supply of water, which just so happens it's almost as if I planned it. Or water, bottomless supply of, coming up through this tube via this little mechanical pump. I stepped up the chain quite a bit down here because I needed it to go a lot faster than that. To that, yep. So then that is filling up the water, which goes up here into the tank, which you've seen before. It's a normal tank. So if I quickly flip like that, normal tank, right? Now, this here comes with this pack. And this here is a new thing, so let's quickly do the W. We haven't done this in a while. So if you connect it to a fluid tank, and then connect a shaft to it, you'll see it creates a bit of a whirrer. Now if you put some heat sources underneath this, like a fire, you can turn it into a boiler, into a steam generator, so it starts pumping around like that. How cool is that? I just so you know, that's very cool. And as you can see, you can double it up, you can triple it up, you can make it a weird shape if you fancy, etc, etc. But and you can use these guys, these blaze burners, to power it, which is exactly what we're going to do. We've got a little blaze burner down here. We've got a fluid tank. All we need to do to turn it into a steam engine, is take our steam engine here and right click, and then you can see we have boiler status is idle. That's making no stress units right now. The size is kind of small, but the water and the heat is enough. So that's what those little lines mean. So if I now go grab a cog or a shaft, probably a shaft, and attach that to that, we should be able to see it in action, because that will use will create a lot more energy than we. Oh, hang on, I need some wood as well, so because I need to power up the blaze. This is why we have the lava over there, because I need to be able to power this guy. I've definitely got wood in here. What is it called? Log. There we go. Log. Da-da. So if we come over here again, this isn't the cheapest food to feed our chappy, but it's enough. So if we right click on there, we feed him, and it's still doing nothing. Maybe it's because it's not powering anything. It never goes right when you're recording. Like, I could build this over and again and it would be fine. But the minute I attach it to anything, or do anything like that, or try and tell you all about it, it all goes very, very wrong. See, that's connected to that. Idle. Oh, because he stopped baking. Right. No? Click and hold to edit. Oh, okay. So clockwise, anti-clockwise. I can only assume it's because it's got nothing to power. Not the end of the world if it ends up eating a lot of wood. This is supposed to go chip chip, and it's not. Unless it's because the size isn't big enough. Haha! Okay, yes. Right, so they changed that before it would work even if it was not a big enough size. They have since changed that, and you can see now, it's generating. So if I make sure that my dude keeps going. There you are. Generating 16,384 stress units. And then it slows down when he stops burning through the wood that I gave him. It slows down to a mere 2,000, which when you bear in mind that mere 2,000 is nearly quadruple that, it's still worth it. It's still a lot worth it. So, yeah. This should speed things up a fair amount. I didn't realise you had to get the size the same. Ha! That's clever. So yeah, this should hopefully speed things up. What am I planning on powering with this? Easy answer. Very easy answer now. So if I yoink that off for a second, shove that there, turn that around. Very easy answer on what I want to power with that, and that is our mechanic engineers. So, mechanical crafters. These are what I want to power with it. Because these are expensive to power. You need something like this machine, or bigger, or the old-fashioned one to power something that's going to be this big. Because yeah, that's going to be sizable. You see? It's still not going fast, but when we power it up, it will zoom. It will proper zoom. So that's the thought process. So catch me again in a moment after I've put all this together, and we'll see if we can make ourselves some grinding wheels for the first time. And there we have it. Wall of crafting again. Yay! And way cheaper, way cheaper than it was on Create Above and Beyond. If I just quickly pull up the mechanical crafter, that was the recipe, literally. One crafting table, one brass encasing, and one electron tube. And we didn't even need to make a assembly line to make the electron tube, because all you have to do is redstone, dust, and nether quartz. Cheaper if, or in fact not even cheaper if you do it in the crafter, but yeah, pop all that into a crafting table, makes the rose quartz, which then you take and you sandpaper down. I just did that by hand, and then taking the polished rose quartz and an iron sheet, you make your electron tube. So way easier than the previous mod pack. But and then we have this guy. So to make a crushing wheel, we get interrupted by a Z. Hi. Hang on 2 seconds. Recording. Stay and see. So we are. Oh, he's providing music for us. We are going to fire resistance. I think he's going to ask me to come to the nether, and I'm going to tell him no, definitely not. So if we go for wheel, we are going to pop all of that in as such and see where we get to. So 1 in there. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take our andesite alloy and go da, 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 all the way around. Because that's the boring part. It should then do something. Wait, there you go. And now I'm going to give it a bit of food to speed the whole thing up. Because I don't want to wait that long. Shadoof. Ta-da! And we serve ourselves crushing wheels. Look at that. Look at that. So if we double check with Seren before I turn the machine off. That appears to work. So we've got ourselves our first set of crushing wheels, which can be used to be turned into a mechanical roller. But this is definitely what we want to get set up now, is to create our crushing wheels to really start making some more materials, what we need, and see where we get from there. Like taking down wool into its string components, getting more ore for our for our money's worth. I mean, you can turn diorite into nether quartz sometimes, things like that, where you think, oh, and it's all part of the process to making the trains. That's the ultimate goal here, because if I quickly search up the train casing, which is the first thing you really need to make, you need to get to this first, the sturdy sheet, and in order to do that you need to have powdered obsidian. So yep, you heard me right, powdered obsidian. So you chuck obsidian in, sometimes you get some of it back, but that's really what you want to be aiming for. So we shall see, but yeah, that's it's within reach. It's not here yet, but it's within reach. Right, let me see what Z wants and come back to you. See you in a hot moment. I don't know what it is, but when it rains in Minecraft, I just right. Where were we? So I've been exploring a little bit, and I've got myself some sauce berries, since we're going to be looking into this whole Ars Nouveau thingy. And I also found, or made rather, one of these guys. A mage bloom. I can hear something playing, which means it's probably Z. Oh wait, no, that's a zombie carrying a musical backpack. Oh my god, that's a deadly zombie carrying a musical backpack. Stop trampling on my things. I thought it was Z. It's not, it's a zombie. I mean, it begins with a Z, I suppose. Stop it. Bad. Right, where was I? Yeah, one of these. A mage bloom. So you can make some fibre with this, or some interesting looking plants that help with the mana regen. Tablet of overgrowth. Ooh. I don't know how we do rituals yet, but I mean, that sounds kind of handy. Sounds kind of handy. Especially since some of our crops at the moment don't grow in a particular season. Maybe if we can cheat that. So I'm just going to quickly show you how that was made. So I took a seed and a bunch of source gems, and we think we figured this out now. We think we figured this out. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, chuck that in there, and it does pretty rainbow things. And as it does pretty rainbow things, you can see as well it used some sauce or some mana down there. I don't really know what that's doing, but oh, there we go. It's done. It made a nice pretty little ching. It gets you that mage bloom seed. And you can plant that like any other seed. So yeah, we've figured it out finally. That's the enchanting apparatus over the arcane core with a healthy supply of sauce right here. Healthy supply. I don't know if it needs it there, but that turns out to something else. Now, the more astute of you will have noticed I'm wearing some interesting things. I still haven't done the boots because what happens is we go and we take the mage bloom fibre. So you know the mage bloom makes you the fibre. So we take 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and pop in some boots. You'll see it does the rainbow thing again. Hurrip. As it crafts us our final part of armour. Potentially. Ta-da! Because now, if I replace those with my fish feet, and we now have the full set. And you can see here, 2 armour, 30 max mana, 1 mana regen. So if we lean into the whole, and also it looks pretty snacky. Look at that. And yes, I do have a backpack on. It's just not one that whoop whoop. It's just not one that makes sound. But yeah, look at that. Look how snacky we look. Isn't it beautiful? We're like a little wizard. Whee! So yeah, we've managed to figure out a little bit of this. How do we make the source gems? That's also easily figured out. So if we grab some, I believe it's lapis or amethyst, but I've been using lapis because I don't have any other use for them for now. Lapis. And we'll take 2 of those. If we come back down here, so you remember before we had our collectificator, so the source link, which was taking all of the source from the growing crops nearby and storing it into here. We now also have the imbue, whatever that word is, that. Chuck that in there, and you'll see it's doing a craft, and it turns into one of the gems. So yeah, quite easy to make, quite simple. Jobs are good. So I just wanted to keep you abridged of what we'd kind of figured out with Ars Nouveau, because I'm still figuring it out. So now we have a reason to use our little novice book that does damage. Yeah, it still doesn't do much damage. I don't think it does much even, but and check this out. This is rather exciting. So we made a new glyph. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But look at that. Summoned horse. And this one's a speedy boy. Whee! Whee! And I suppose while I'm up here now, you'll see I have started actually building some things. And I've moved my farm animals. This is going to be possibly destroyed and rebuilt because I don't like the fact that it's only 4 blocks wide. Yeah, unless I make the windmill a 2x2, which I could do, I suppose. I like the size of it there. I don't really want to tear it down. But it's going to go up maybe another story and then have a dome on the top. And this little building, but I haven't really got that far with it just yet, which houses a lot of farmyard creatures. Oops. Oh, chicken. Yeah. So we're getting somewhere. There is progress, and it is happening. Not very fast, but it's happening. So yes, the town potentially is coming to life because there's going to be a path through here, going that way to our mine, and going that way, and there'll be a path going through here with a bunch of buildings all connected to each other potentially. That's the hope. We'll see whether that happens or not. But yeah, check out that guy. I can summon horses. Back to my damaging spell. Shoop shoop. There we go. Still not a very powerful summoning spell because it's kind of or thingy spell because I mean it only just about kills chickens. Yeah. Yeah. But you know, progress. And now that it's getting dark, although maybe that'll give me a chance to show you just how much it takes to kill a actual zombie thing. If any of them. Oh, there you go. There's some scallybobs there. So if I, there you go. See, it's oops. Ah. There you go, see? So he only took 2.5 hearts of damage. So yeah, I have to hit him quite a few times. Oh, I'm going to die. Right. So yeah, it's not the most powerful thing in the world. If anything, it's actually a bit naff. So I think I need to... more noise. I think Z's on my roof again. I think I need to find a way to make it more powerful, potentially. We shall see. Right. Let's see if I can find the source of music. And I will get back to you.